what does that even
Hmm.
mean to create something without any dependencies that
I
came
don't
before it?
I don't think that's possible because there's always some, I mean, again, it's the chicken and the egg problem, right? It's
Yeah.
such a paradox because, okay, yeah, and if you just ponder that sentence, okay, yeah, which one's first? You kind of don't have an answer, right? Is it,
This stuff makes me think about God, for example. If God existed and God being some kind of, yeah, the primal mover, right? The one who did not have a cause, who made all of this without any causes. He just decided that this is what it's going to be. It could be something like that. But then we can't imagine it because we don't have a point of reference to that. Everything you
yeah.
do ever since you became conscious, you're like, okay, I am in this world. What is this? What is that? What can I do with this? That's all we've ever done. So we
Yeah,
can't really
so
conceive of free will, really. We don't know what it would look like, even.
yeah, because I mean, as far as how I can assess, it does seems like you're always real. I mean, again, you're always related to something, right? There's no, I mean, how could you have something out of the vacuum? You kind of can't, and everything is developed according to a line of, you could say evolution or whatever it is, or the way of the universe, or how things develop, right? Because if if you look into astronomy, for example, there's a clear line of how things evolved, right? We can find out about, okay, the history of some of these star systems, how they're formed, that like it all makes sense, right? There seemed to be not linear, but like you can track back, right?
Yeah,
From
so
to
to a
the
point, you
beginning.
can track back what's been happening, but still, we
But to a
encounter
point,
a wall. Yeah,
yeah, only to a point. And then you're like, well, we don't know, right?
yeah.
Beyond that, it's like, well, nobody has conscious thought then or some kind of device to record all these information. So yeah, I mean, that's the mystery of life, really. I mean, this kind of informs all of our wonderments about, oh, yeah, what's going on? Why is this? Why is that, right? I mean, the internal question of just, and the other thing is like, it kind of informs humanity, like you do have to have these thoughts about, it's basically you have to be anxious about certain things. You have to. And these are kind of the changes that comes, right? You can't always have just the good times, or you can't always have all these kind of pleasurable things and have none of the,
Yeah, just
um,
the fact that we don't know what's out there. I remember the ending of the movie Apocalypto
oh
because
yeah,
it's just such a mind shift because here you're having these wars in your local jungle, and then you see essentially could might as well be in a spaceship with
yeah,
aliens
yeah,
approach your shores, and you're like, oh, there are like whole other stuff out there, and this is what I can't get rid of because that has to be the case, right? There's no way we're just on this uninhabited island that has nothing to do with anything and we're the only guys in existence.
yeah.
There's no way.
I was just watching this video talking about all the messages that we ever sent to space.
Oh yeah.
It was very interesting. But one of the key point then is become people were kind of, there's two camps. Some people are saying stop sending
Yeah, don't do
stuff.
that.
Okay, don't do it. Like you don't know what's out there. What if they're like, oh, this is tasty. I'm gonna take over this region of,
Exactly.
yeah. So, and this is what that whole book from that Three Body Problems, that
Yeah.
was a
That's
famous novel and
exactly the
the
situation they
show.
warned us about.
Yeah, it's basically that idea like, oh yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Do not do that, right? So,
You're
because yeah,
being this naive kid essentially. It's like, hey, who else is out
yeah,
there? Who wants to play?
yeah, but then you got to remember, oh, the jungle doesn't care. The rule of the jungle applies, Like if
Yeah.
you're out there in the Amazons, the jaguars don't care that you're like, "Hey, how are you?" Like I want to
Yeah.
make friends. Like, no, you're
Hi.
you're the next meal, So it's yeah, it is because of that unknown factor, right? We're like, yeah, we don't know what's out there. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's literally going to into the abyss and like, hey, what's going on here? And it's just it's yeah, it's always been the kind of the dichotomy of whether to sit in the cave and look at the reflections of the sun on the walls and mistake the shadows for reality, or take the plunge into the unknown and just risk it all, because it is a risk. There's no matter how you look at
Yeah.
it, it's always a risk. Unknown is always, you don't know what's going to happen.